All right. Hit that like button, share, subscribe as we get started. And the story we're looking at now is it says Eva Marcille said she's received countless terrifying DMs since her divorce. Well, my first thing I'm gonna say is somebody sending you threats, you should be going through the proper protocol, which is turning it into police and letting them know to be safe if you're scared, because getting DMs and people threatening you, that excites a lot of us. You said terrifying. We bring terror to those who try and terrify. So that really, honestly, that's kind of crazy that a person feels comfortable to send that to you, to do that and disrespect you in that manner. I feel sorry for that being the case, but we're going to stand on the truth here because that's what we do. Um, you guys got to get away from people like that. And if they're sending you terrifying DMs after the fact of being involved with them, they were never good from the beginning. So you got to be more critical of the people you associate yourself with. And it says, again, Eva Marcille said she's received countless terrifying DMs since her divorce. So she's received a lot of DMs. So terrifying, she said. So if he's sending you DMs like that, you need to DM him back and let somebody know. First off, all the people over here will have your back. Multiple people are involved that you see the names. Come on now. They would not stand for you getting threats. They would tell you what to do. They would coach you up. There's no reason to be sitting there terrified over threats and stuff. Life is hard enough to deal with that. All right, here we go. We're starting at Acts chapter 21, and we're starting at the 14th. And it says, and when he would not be persuaded, we ceased, saying, the will of the Lord be. There's something on the screen, excuse me, y'all. Be the will of the Lord be done. And after those days are are took up our carriages, we went up to Jerusalem. Oh, Jerusalem. There went with us also certain of the disciples with whom we should lodge. Thus also, hold on. When we were come to Jerusalem, the brethren received us gladly. And the day following, Paul went in with us into lames. So they went into people that were in some way. So they couldn't move their legs, couldn't move their arms. Either or, that's what lame means. You're unable to move a limb because of the situation that you're in, because of health wise. So you're unable to do certain things other people are. Okay, therefore that was the term that they used, not handicapped, not nothing. They said they were a lame. So slang right there that's being used is blasphemy from the Bible again. The term lame. Lame didn't mean anything people say it and mean today. So it meant something totally different. It was totally in the opposite direction. Okay, and then it says, the day following, Paul went in with us into names, and all the elders were present. Right there, when we pass away, all the elders, I told you, we're going to be in the audience. It's going to be God, but there's going to be elders watching. I don't know. Maybe we'll see it. Maybe we won't. We'll read to the point where he talks about him judging us, and we'll see. But that's the point blank period. You're going to be judged by him, and he's going to have a multitude of onlookers, because witnesses, remember, he wants witnesses, a second witness. When we go through something or do something, he's the second witness. So therefore, he's going to be the second witness right there. So he himself is going to be the one giving judgment. Then there's going to be someone there watching. Therefore, he's going to be able to witness it as he's doing it. So he's not only going to see it while he's doing it, while giving you judgment, but there's going to be others on looking to see it being done before the elders. It's going to be elders of some sort, some type of council. Understand, he uses council as well. And that's what the part is, seriously, because we're dealing with councils as well when we're down here. Okay, the elders were present, and when he had saluted them, He declared particularly particular what the things God had wrought among the Gentiles by his ministry. So he was letting them know what all they did. So therefore we don't glory ourselves. He glories us, we glory him. So therefore it is returned when we glory in what he does for us, his ministry. And when they heard it, they they glorified the Lord and said unto him, thou is brother, showing any thousands, many thousands of Jews there are are uh, are of which believe, and they are all zealous of the law, and they are informed of this there that thee that they're informed of thee that thou teachest all the Jew, which Moses saying that thou ought not to circumcise their children, neither to walk after the customs. What is it therefore? The multitude must needs come together, for they will hear that thou art come. Do therefore this they we say to thee, we have four men which have a vow. Right there, a vow. When you make a vow before God, he holds it very seriously. So because his word he holds over your head, everyone. So therefore, a vow has great meaning to God. So when you make a vow to God, you gotta go through with it. You gotta mean it. You gotta go well with it. So when people be like, I promise you, God, I'm gonna stop doing this. He says, okay. He's there. He literally says, okay, when you say that. That's why you be very careful what you vow. Okay, you got to be careful. Believe, and they are zealous of the law, and they are informed of the ought not to circumcise their children, neither to walk after the customs. What is it therefore? The multitude must needs come together, for they will hear that thou art come. Do therefore this we say to thee, we have four men which have a vow, and then them that they think and purify thyself with them, that they may shave their heads. Right there, Napa with the shaved head and DBZ is blasphemy. It is blasphemy. It's because you're not supposed. They shave their head to show themselves to God, to show their self approved to God, not to wear a cool hairstyle or to do anything. And cartoons take it and play with it like it's a joke. That's crazy right there, yo. What concerning thee are not what? Hold on. May shave their heads, and all may know that thou is these things, whereas they were informed concerning thee are nothing, but that I told you we're nothing before God. He's almighty. Shave their heads, and all may know that thou those things whereof thou thy help also walkest elderly and keepest the law. Right there, circumspectly. So you walk slow keeping the law, one step at a time, keeping God's law, doing what God tells you to do. As touching the Gentiles which believe, we have written and concluded that they observe no such thing, save only that strangle and from fornication. Then Paul took them in, and the next day purifying himself with them. So he was showing them right there. He was leading them, just like I'm reading to you. I'm not talking about the Bible. I'm reading it to you, and we're reading together. So you're showing it by example, setting an example right there. They got that from the Bible, how to set an example. Fornication. Then Paul took them in, and the next day purifying himself with them, exalted into exited into the temple to signify the accomplishment of the days of purification, until that an offering should be offered of every one of them. And when the 7 days were almost ended, the Jews which were of Asia, then they wishing then they hold on saw things in the temple, stirred up all the people and laid hand on them. Right there, they put hands on them because the word, like right now, because somebody's an unbeliever, we don't do violence. But back then, that's what used to happen. So therefore, they, like I told you, they would take them into the multitude and do things to them. Like they would end you because you weren't serving God. When you weren't serving God, they would do things to you and finish you off. Right there, they would make sure that you paid for it. All right, right here, you guys got to read. All right, let's see. Acts chapter 21, verse 28 to 40. Acts chapter 21, verse 28 to 40. And I have the reading here for you. And the reading is chapter 30. And all the city was moved. Right there, all the city heard the word and they all made a decision right there. What did I tell you? He gave Satan a second chance. They made a decision when they knew what it was. It said, and all the city was moved, and the people ran together, and they took Paul and drew him out of the temple. Right there, you literally, that's what the Antichrist, remember, he's going to get into, we're getting there, he's going to go into a temple and declare himself as a godly figure. He's going to do a declaration against God in the house of God. So it's going to be something that a normal person wouldn't say or do anything of it, because we're not perdition like that. He's very pernicious. Okay, it says, and drew them out of the temple, and forthwith the doors were shut. Right there, you know, when you go through the doors like in cartoons and the doors are swinging like that Western thing, that's blasphemy, because the doors were like, that's what happened right here. They grabbed the person, took him out the temple, the doors were flinging, and then they shut. And then they, like, you know, they do it and they swing and then it shuts and the camera zooms in at the shut door. That's blasphemy. That's why it's successful when they do it in cartoons and different shows and stuff. That's blasphemy. You're not supposed to do that. That's mocking God. Okay. Now we're here at Luke chapter 14, and we're starting here at the 25th. And there went great multitudes with him, and he turned and said unto them, if any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yea, in his own life. Right there, you hate yourself. When you don't know God or you don't see God, you hate yourself. That's why you are how you are. You hate yourself. That's all it is. They start off hating themselves and blaming God for themselves because they can't change what they hate. And there literally is something perdition, something very pride happy. You could look in the mirror and change, and they're very wicked with it, because they're like, then they force their way upon everybody. Right there, they literally force their way on everyone. Like, they don't like God don't like them, but they force their way. Like, okay, you're not going to do it my way, well, I'm gonna do this. Do something about it. You do something about it. They keep doing that, but God don't like them. Any day they can die. That's why you keep serving God. They're going to die eventually. You keep doing what God says. They already know what death is. They already probably were near death, because if a person's that pernicious at that level, God never liked them. So therefore, they've been almost dying a lot in life. Most times they probably never seen it almost coming. Their death was at their door, and they avoided it and didn't see it about to happen. And that's what's wrong with these dudes. And it be old, and they watch. We're gonna read the old man. It's back to the old man, and it's old man right here. Remember, we're talking about you're not asking a kid, does he love his mother? Does he love his wife? Does he love his children? We're talking about an old man that has experienced that, has that in their life. They're asking, do you love these things that God has allowed you to have? They don't respect it. So the answer is no. Right there, they don't love any of it. Why do I have to ask somebody, do you love your wife? Do you love your children? Because they don't. And do you love your brethren? Do you love your sister? There's no love in this person, because God is not with them. There's no love in them. Anything that's love, they think is love. It's not. It's lust. And it's lust of the flesh. Watch what it's about to say. It said, okay, his own life. Because understand, it's saying they don't love themselves, their own life. They don't love their own life. Their own life is not that important to them. It doesn't really matter. That's why God doesn't like them. And any day they can die and they go straight to hell. There's no sidestepping. Watch this. It said, his own life. Also, he cannot be my disciple. Right there. God says this person can't even be near me. God doesn't like them. I said that like 3 times. He does not at all. Any day. He doesn't. And there's really nothing there's barely anything they could do to stop it. He just doesn't like them. It's like, hey, you don't like me? Didn't I say the feeling's mutual? The feeling's mutual. He literally is like, I don't like you the same way. The amount they don't like God, he likes them twice as much. He hates them twice as much. Like they don't like him, but he doubly doesn't like you. More so than, and they think that life they're maintaining it and keeping it on their own stead. God is allowing it because when he wipes them out, he wants it to be a total wipeout. Watch, yo, we're getting there. Also, he cannot be my disciple. They'll understand God said you can't be around him. He doesn't like you. If you can't be God's disciple and he accepts everyone, then he doesn't like you. Meaning you can't be anything around him. He doesn't want anything to do with you. That's insane. God's like, nah, I'm good. That's crazy. And whosoever doeth not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. They don't bear the cross at all. They don't even pray. They don't know God. Yo, that's insane. What? They don't know God. So bearing your cross is free. The free gift of eternal life, he doesn't even want them. That's insane. It's free and they can't get it. It's free, but they can't get it out of everyone. That's insane. Bear his cross and come after me. He cannot be my disciple. For which of you contending to build a tower sitteth not down? What? Not down first and counteth the cost, whether he have of have out given it to finish, less haply after he hath laid the foundation and is not able to finish it, all that behold it begin to mock him, saying, this man began to build and was not able to finish. For what things going began what things going to waver to wage war against another king, sitteth not down first and consulteth whether he be able with 10,000 to meet him that cometh uh against him with 20,000 right there. So you'll come with, yo, what? They'll, yo, when you come with 10,000 men, God's going to come with 20,000. You come with 30,000, he comes with 40,000. He said, whatever you try and do, I will up it. So these guys we're talking about look to build their own kingdom that is devout of God. God's not there. God can't be seen in their kingdom, but they're going to perish in their kingdom. That's what he's saying. He's saying, hey, you think you're 10,000 strong? Because they're going to look at who they got by their side. That's what you do in combat. You count how many men you got. They're going to say, oh, I got these 10,000 monsters. God's going to say, okay, they got 10,000. Let's go with 30,000. Remember, he knows. So he's already going to have it ready. That means you can't trick God right there. You can't trick God. He's going to have 20,000 men waiting for your 10,000. Whenever you think you got an army, whenever you think you built a huge front fortification, God's going to build something greater because you can't outdo God. That's what he's saying. You can't outdo me. You can't out never to meet him that cometh against him with 20,000, or else while the other is that a great way of he sendeth them on beside and desire conditions of desire great conditions of spiritual, so like spiritual, so likewise whosoever he be of youth, if forsaketh not all that he hath, the he cannot be my disciple. So he's saying if you forsake the things that he's saying in the book, you can't be his disciple, which means you got to follow his word if you want to be his disciple. It said, forsaketh not all that, likewise this, he cannot be my disciple. Salt is good. Wherewith shall thou, wherewith, oh, okay. Salt is good. Therewith shall thou consider hath has seasoned, it is neither fit for the land nor yet for the dunghill. So it's not good to be dirt, or it's not good to be used, which means it's not good for nothing. It's good for nothing. What I say, if you're not a person that don't serve God, you're good for nothing. You are not a saver. You have nothing. You're nothing to God. You're literally nothing. It is neither fit for the land nor yet for the dunghill, but men cast it out. He that hath ears to hear, let him hear. Saying, this man began to build and was not able to think, or what king going to make war against another king sitteth not down first and consulteth whether he be able to, with 10,000 to meet him that with 20,000, or else while the other of yet a great way off he sendeth ambassage and desireth conditions of peace. So likewise, whosoever be of you that forsaketh not all that he hath, he cannot be my disciple. It be seasoned, it is neither fit for the land nor yet for the dunghill. Not men cast it out. He that hath ears, let him hear. Let him. Oh, this is the next one. That's why I'm looking. All right. It says, let him hear. So God wants you to listen to what he's saying. That means not to follow your own way. You got to listen to him. Your next reading is going to be in Job chapter 5. Okay. It's going to be Job chapter 5. Oh, excuse me. Job. Hold on. That's Luke. So let me see. Hold on. That reading. Let me read through the next one. I'll give you the next reading. There's two readings. That was the first one I gave you. I gotta give you the second one. I'm gonna just read this next one to you. Then drew near unto them all the publican and sinners for to hear him. And the Pharisees and scribes murmured, saying, what man of you having an hundred sheep, if lose one of them, doeth not leave the 99 in the wilderness and go after that which is lost until he find it, right there in the wilderness. Listen, you could leave them in the wilderness to go look, because that's the spot God has saved for us. So God has a place for everyone. There's a place for you in God's kingdom. Nobody's exempt. That's why he tells everyone turn, and that's why he left you alive. There's a place for you. Nobody's exempt and left out. And let me go to it. Nobody's left out, but people choose to be left out. Now, next, the crux, Job chapter 3. Let's go, man. Okay. And Job spake and said, let the day perish wherein I was born, in the night in which it was said, there is a man child concerned. Let that day be darkness, in the shadow of death stain. Let the cloud dwell upon it. Let the darkness of the day terrify. As for that night, let darkness seize upon it. Let it not be joined unto the days of the year. Let it not cave into the number of the months. Lo, so let that might be so solitary. Let no joyful noise come therein. Let them curse it that curse the day, who are red ready to raise up their morning. Let the stars of the twilight thereof be darkness. Took of light, took off light, but wave none. Neither let it see the owning of he the day, because it shut not up the doors of thy mother's womb, nor hid sorrow from mine eyes. Why died I not give up? Why did I not give up the ghost? Meaning, why did he not perish? Hid sorrow from mine eyes. Why died I not give up the ghost? It's died and came out of the belly. Why did the knees prevent me? Nor I came out of nor I came out of the belly. Why did the knees prevent me? Why the breast that I should suck, or now should I have any still and been quiet? Right there. Yo, like guys, I'm a little frustrated today because right there, I felt that way Job felt. It was a moment and I said, yo, why am I doing all this if this is being allowed to happen? I'm like, yo, where you like we feel that way sometimes. That's exactly how I felt today. Confirmed, yo. Like, what are you doing, man? Like, for real? Like, really real? Like, are we being serious? I felt that way. Yo, Job, what? What? I felt like I should have kept. Then have I been at rest with kings and counselors of the earth, which built, who filed their houses with silver, was on in hidden, untimely birth. I had not been as infants which never saw light on the wicked cease from troubling, and there here the weary be at rest. Here are the prisoners rest together. They cannot the voice of the oppressor. Right there, they don't even hear Satan's voice. Like that's why I be mad at God. They can't even hear Satan. Satan just be abusing them. They love it. They get abused by Satan and give him a high five and hug him. I get abused. I got a problem. Right there, God. I feel that way too. Like, come on now. Satan's gonna get able to do what he wants. Like when we're serving God, he can do what he wants. We feel that way. So if you feel that way, you're not alone. Because certain things you go through, you're like, yo, aren't I praying to God? Where's God? Come on, God. That stuff happens. And Job went through it. He lost his whole family and everything, and all his kids perished. And he was like, come on. Like, so he had it worse. I understand. And there the weary be at rest of the oppressor. The small and great are there, and the servant is free from his master. Wherefore is light given to him that is in misery, in life unto the bitter soul, which long for death, but it and are glad, then they can find and are great find no grave. Right there, when we find joy, we're not even going to be able to die. They're going to be able to die. The wickedness people do, they're going to die. We're not. We're going to live forever. He's saying you'll live forever when I come back. Why slight given to a man, those way is hid, in whom God hath hedged and out like the waters. For the thing which I was afraid of is come upon me, and that which I was afraid of is come unto me. I was not in safety, neither did I rest. There was let's see, there was brought ye trouble came. Right there, guys, and you're gonna read the rest of Job. We're in Job chapter 4, verse 1 to 21. You're gonna read you run to 21, excuse me. And I'm gonna read 18. So you're gonna read Job chapter 4, verse 1 to 21. Okay. Behold, he put no trust in his servants, in his angels. He charged with folly right there. God literally doesn't even trust his angels. He looks at everybody with scrutiny. God tells us walk circumspectly. He uses circumspectly walking around everyone. So for him to be deceived by the deceiver, it must have been real deception. That's why now he's serious. That's why it's very serious now. Because Satan was a mishap that he didn't want to happen. He knew it was going to happen. He didn't want to happen. He hoped it would change, but he didn't change. So God knew it, but he allowed it to happen. Right there, he's not going to do it anymore. He's not going to take it anymore by the word of God. We got to find God. We got to be serious because he's going to take away his mercy upon us. Then he's going to be very serious with things we do. He's still circumspectly watching all of us one by one, step by step. We got to be gracious and hope on God because look, we go through those things. Today was my day. Came back not in rare form, but I came back nonetheless. Let it go nonetheless. And I'm going to make it real. I'm going to keep going hard, and God's going to bless me and allow me to come back. The devil's a liar. He's going to be tortured in hell for eternity for what he's doing. He's going to go to hell forever and stay there forever with the worms, the monsters beating him eternally, mercilessly. But his is worse. We're getting there. All praise the Most High God, Jesus Christ. I'm not playing, man. Let's do this.